Life's best moments are best captured by photography and video. You may ask, why photography and video? Because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. And GPS photography and video will leave you speechless. GPS specializes in weddings, sports, fitness, and so much more. Book your next shoot today at 910-257-0526 or gpsphotoandvideo.com.
Welcome to the Amazon's podcast. I'm Glenn Young, owner of Amazon's Fitness Magazine. Celebrate the female physique. Amazon'sFitMag.com. The podcast is brought to you by Maximus Posing Suits. Celebrate your inner warrior. Custom competition suits for victory on every stage. MaximusPosingSuits.com. And shout out to Michelle Bogdan, owner of Maximus Posing Suits, as she is about ready to hit the stage at the Van Isle show today. So hope she does well. We're going to be looking for stats and everything that's coming up. And of course, this show is brought to you by, the podcast is brought to you by GPS Photography and Video. Why photography and video? Because a photo is worth 1,000 words. Video is worth 1,000,000. My guest, she's back, two-time Olympian Chelsea Dion, IFBB Women's Bodybuilder Pro, and avid user of cannabis. Welcome, Chelsea, and happy 420.
Happy 420 to you.
This is great. I'm so glad you were able to come on and talk about this again, especially on this prestigious day. She wrote an article. If you haven't picked it up, you can off the website. Just go to issues and click and order your own copy. I have 5 of these left in inventory. Cannabis and Competing, which is one of 2 articles written by Melissa Guerrero, IFBB Wellness Pro, and of course the article written by Chelsea Dion, Cannabis, the drug that took my bodybuilding to the next level.
Yes, absolutely.
So one of the things we were talking about last time, you talked about sativa and in the cut. Or you call it in the couch.
In the couch, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's 420. Have you had any, or are you partaking any today?
Not yet. Like I told you when we first started, I have been moving all week. Basically, today should really be like the last day. We're just getting little things here and there. Mm-hmm. And I've just been so busy that I haven't even had the chance to like sit down and relax. This is my first time I've been able to sit down all day. But I will be smoking later because we're going to go train in a little bit. So I always smoke. I always smoke before I work out. And then once I get home from the gym, it's like I get high and high and high and high.
So what are you going to smoke as you work out? That would be what? The sativa? Did I say that right?
So that's what a lot of people like to smoke before the gym or, kind of during the day when they have things to do. It's one of the weed that gives you like more type of energy. It's one that you can kind of go do things. You're not going to feel tired. You're not going to feel like really high. And I don't really like that. So I am like a girl who likes an indica or a like indica hybrid type, where I like to feel more of like the body high. It gives me more of like a mental high too. So when I smoke like an indica heavy weed before the gym, my mind muscle connection is just so on point. Like it's amazing. So that's why I prefer the indica.
Indica. I was saying in the cut. Or you call it in the couch, but okay, in the cut.
Well, so that's how you can remember what weed does what. So sativa is energy, indica, you get stuck in the couch because it's just like you get stuck.
But that's only 2 kinds, right? You talked about terpenes, which is the secretion of THC. Tell me more. What's been your most potent thing that you've smoked?
Honestly, I'm not like a big person on specific strands.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will smoke honestly whatever is put in front of me.
Mm.
My boyfriend really likes the like specific strands. Right now, I think we're smoking. It's called Bruce Banner.
Okay.
And that one has been really awesome, I think, for the gym. And like I said, my mind muscle connection is just like on another level. And I think it's because of that specific strand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like I need some right now.
Well, feel free to partake. I know one of the things I was reading that it came out was that, like in the 70s, THC of today is about 13% more potent than then.
Oh
So
yeah,
I thought that was
I believe it.
interesting.
I
And
believe
now
it
that
because I mean,
their own,
every everything is so like it's just like with technology, like everything gets better and better and better. So there's ways to grow things specifically to have a stronger, weed content,
mm-hmm.
certain myrcene levels. So it's all just a matter of the science behind all of it, which is pretty cool. Where my boyfriend's really interested in it.
Hmm. So do you see yourself? I mean, we talked about it before. You going to open up your own dispensary, or?
I don't know about dispensary because I hear that they actually don't do very well.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
find
yeah.
that hard to believe. It'd be like
Yeah,
it's literally a buyer's market.
yeah, I think it's because of like the overhead costs and all the
Mm-hmm.
licenses you need and stuff like that. Because the government doesn't want like that people to make a bunch of money off that. They want to make the money off of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true.
Unfortunately, yeah, yeah.
Which
But
one do you? Hmm?
I would like to have my own like a company where it's like my own strands of weed that is like geared to specific things.
Right. That would make sense. What do you think is harder to open? Because I don't own either. A liquor store or a weed dispensary, given today is
Probably
what's going on.
probably a liquor store would be
Yeah.
easier
Because
for
all
sure.
was
But
by the government, they're gonna tax the hell out of it and the licensing and stuff. But or and
yeah,
a third one will be
and
a, a
to
weed
me,
store.
I don't even understand how weed or how alcohol is so legal because it is like literally the one thing that you could be addicted to and it could kill
Hmm.
you when you come off of it.
Right. Sclerosis of the liver. Of course, you get cancer from smoking, or in the case of smoking weed, a type of cancer, I guess. But all in moderation, I guess. And what do you
Okay, I
what do
heard
you
that.
have
I heard
now?
that.
Okay, what do you have now?
Well, so, well, during that technical difficulty break, I smoked a bowl. So now I'm really tired. Um, so right now I am just eating one of my chicken and rice meals,
Okay.
hanging on the couch with the dogs, and I'm gonna relax for probably an hour because my phone is about to die, and so I probably might take a little nap and then eat my pre-workout meal. And then me and my boyfriend are gonna go train. I think we're gonna hit back today. We
Okay.
took like 4 days off from the gym because of this move. So yesterday we went and hit chest, and so I'm feeling pretty sore. So I think we're gonna do back today. Um, and then we have to go back to our old apartment and get a little bit more things we have left, and then come back home and relax, smoke a few joints, go to sleep.
So what you just smoked a bowl? What kind was that?
It's what we have right now. It's Bruce Banner that I was
Okay.
talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
is that
usually just smoke the same thing all day.
is that a pre workout sativa or India? What kind is that?
So I believe it's a indica hybrid. So it's
Okay.
like both.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure. It might be an indica, but I don't know. It
So
feels
when
like an
you
indica.
so when you go to the gym, you gonna go and smoke a sativa and then go to the gym,
No,
or you just gonna
no,
stay
I
with what
like
you have?
indica. Yeah, because it's for me, this strand is really good for the gym because I am so focused with like my entire body. Like
Okay.
every rep feels like I can feel every muscle fiber working sometimes. It's crazy. Um, and I'm excited because it's been a while since I've been able to really train like this. So I'm so stoked that I can start pushing again and really, focus on putting some size on.
Got you. And so that's your goal for the off season. Tell me what you
Yes.
thought about the Triple O Dynasty. That show is
Oh
in the book
man,
now.
I was having so much FOMO watching all the girls. I was like, I wish I was up there,
Yeah.
you know. But it was a wonderfully ran show. I love that, Cindy was all about like, if they're not gonna make room at the table, get your own table type of thing. Um, and the crowns were absolutely gorgeous that they all won. So I was like, I want that. I want one of those big crowns. But no, it was so good. I'm glad we had, at least I think we had 6 or 7 girls that show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that was a decent turnout. So and there was a few pro debuts and it was a really good show.
Yeah, I was glad to see Teresa get the win.
Yeah,
So
sure. I mean, her back is killer, so
yeah,
it definitely won her the show.
I know you're in Vegas, but I'm really hoping that they move it like to the East Coast because it's just hard to get to Arizona. So I'm excited to
I
see what the
know.
progression of the show is going to be. But it looks like it's all set for next year to come back again. So that's great.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list for next year.
Okay, so is that a teaser that you're going to do an early show, or are you going to try to do that show?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The plan is an early show, so I mean, I definitely have my eye on that show, but we'll see. But I definitely want to try to qualify early in the year.
Right. And that helps you get a better strategy. Yes. If you qualify
Yeah.
early.
Yeah. I think I tire myself out a little bit towards when
Hmm.
I compete at the end of the season with Rising Phoenix and then the Olympia. So we're trying out a different strategy this time.
So would you say it takes a women's bodybuilder more time to prepare for a show in the realm of maybe 20 to 25 weeks? And if that being said, then an early show makes sense all around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just have not been able to get into that routine since
Right.
going pro. So now we are going to aim for that.
Well, it's still early for you. So I
And I
mean,
would love
yeah,
to,
you just trying to tune it up to see when is the best time to hit your peak.
yeah, I would really love to do the New York Pro one time. So that's definitely a goal.
I got you.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that, what do you think makes competitors essentially run out of gas or where their body's not responding?
I mean, just pushing for so long. Like a lot of us do the longer preps
Hmm.
and just over time, like your body just gets tired, your mind gets tired, and um, a lot of us have trouble like trying to continue going after that rising phoenix. I know
Hmm.
I do. um, so I don't know. Wait, what was the question again?
I said, do you think what makes a women's bodybuilder, and it's particularly women's bodybuilders, to like hit the wall at the end of the year when they're getting ready? They're not peaking at the
Uh,
Olympia, or maybe they did too many shows. And the common thing that comes back, they say, well, my body stopped responding.
yeah, well, we have to get extremely conditioned.
Hmm.
We have to have like we're not a bikini competitor who,
Right.
they don't have to be as conditioned as dry as we need to be. So it does really take a toll on your body, especially when you're peaking, every few shows or every couple weeks doing shows.
I got you. But then, so when you look at it all together, what's the plan? So you don't want to peak, you don't want to have nothing left in the tank at the end of the year. Yet you need 20 to 25 weeks, and you want to qualify early. it's just a thing, as you said, trying to map out the strategy. And because ideally you would love to be in the situation as spots 1 through 3, because they got the whole year to prepare. So they're not trying to qualify; they're already qualified, which is a lot off of the competitor as well. And as you come back into 2025, and you said the plan is to qualify early. Are you going to do that show, and then will you still do the Rising Phoenix, or you just say, I'm doing the one show. Once I get my qualification, I'm done until the Olympia?
I did not get any of that.
You didn't. What's
No.
the
I would
what?
hear I would hear little bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, no.
All
Um,
right.
let's see. I feel like yeah, I didn't get any of it.
Don't worry about it. So with the Rising Phoenix is coming up, that list is going to be coming out soon.
Okay, Rising Phoenix.
So I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna be really sad because I want to compete so bad. I love competing so much, but
right.
it's okay. There's always next year, but I'm so looking forward to seeing who makes the list this year, and I'm excited to follow. I'm definitely gonna be there in person because I am in Vegas and
Yeah.
it's only a 5-hour drive, and I want to support as many local shows as I can. So we had the Triple O Dynasty, we'll have the Rising Phoenix, and then I also plan on going to the one in Anaheim. I think
Yes.
that's in like
Okay.
September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go be there. So even though I'm not gonna be on stage, I am excited to watch the girls on stage. Take my notes.
Yeah, the Anaheim, that's a new show. So you took your notes. What was your scouting report of the Triple O? I know you're looking at all these girls like, okay, I see what she did there. And you look as you go into next year. What were some of the notes you took?
Um, well, I love Julia's look. I love it,
Mm-hmm.
but what she needs to work on is her stage presence. I think her posing needs to be tweaked, and I think it could really complete her package a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I could just see her kind of like confidence start to kind of go. I feel like I can see that. So I think if she could just work on her presentation, she would really just she would win those shows. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
So um, that was one of the notes I took. Teresa, amazing. Always has great stage presence. She's got that crazy back, but
Yeah.
she needs to be tighter, which she can do. She just needs to bring a tighter package. That's it. Um, she has everything else on point: suit, hair, makeup. She looks beautiful. Um, okay, we had it was the pro debut of the woman with the short hair.
Yeah, there was
I
Michelle
don't know her
Bogdan.
name.
She was new, and then Martina Lopez. And yeah, I don't know
Uh
what
huh.
the other girl's name was, but yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the girl with the short hair, I I love her look with the hair. It was great. Um, she has great potential for sure for it being her pro debut. She did super well. Martina, right?
Mhm.
Martina
Yeah, Martina Lopez.
Lopez. Um, she needs a darker tan,
I heard that
but
about the show. Was it the tanner, or
she
maybe they
I
did their
think
own
she
tan?
didn't use. I think she did her own thing, or she
Ah,
missed her tanning or something, because she needed like another full coat, and
got you.
that would really help. She looks crazy, so once she can get more conditioned and stuff, she'll really start placing higher. So it was a great pro debut for her, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, blanks.
Michelle Bogdan.
Michelle with the blonde hair, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. The long blonde
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
I Yes, yes, she looked great. I can't really quite. I didn't really remember many notes about her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was her pro debut. I remember that.
Yeah.
So she's getting that first show out of the way. She's doing Vancouver this weekend,
Yep. This
correct?
weekend. Yep.
So
Her and
I'm excited.
Julia's also doing it.
Yeah, Julia, in my opinion, is gonna probably take the win because let's see, we have Julia, we have Power Mayan is her Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We have her, and then we have the girl with the short hair who just competed, and then Michelle. I don't know who
Okay.
else. I've been trying to follow. I wanted to see any updates, but I haven't seen any online
Yeah,
yet.
I
So I'm
haven't
really
seen
excited.
anything either. It started at 1:00 West Coast time, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah,
We'll
we'll
have
just
to
have to
see.
see.
If
All right, so Rising Phoenix, who do you think is going to be on the list? A lot of applied, but if you were building the Rising Phoenix list, who would you have on that list?
I
Obviously, Chelsea Dion would be on the list,
I
but who
didn't
would
hear
you have on
that.
the list? The Rising Phoenix. The list is coming out
Okay, all I heard was
soon.
Rising.
Yeah, Rising
All I
Phoenix.
heard was Rising Phoenix.
Yeah,
Are you
Rising
asking
Phoenix.
who I think is gonna? Are you
Yes,
asking who I think is gonna be on the list?
yes. Who's going to be on the list?
Oh, okay. Um, well, obviously Andrea, Angie, I Sherry probably, Christina. I really hope to see Ava. My coach coaches her.
Mm,
I'm sure she applied. Um, I'm excited. I think, let's
Ava
see.
Montgomery. Hmm.
Yeah. I am like now. I can't think of any names. What the heck? I
Well, who?
I don't know. If, I don't think Teresa applies for those shows, but
Yeah.
well,
Who do you
I
like?
hope to just see a whole bunch of people.
Who would you like to see
What?
apply? Who would you like to see apply?
Well, Ava is definitely one.
Hmm.
She is someone I think has really great potential. So I'm excited to see her pro debut. Um, and my coach works with her, which is cool. Like
Yeah.
teammates, even though we are essentially competitors.
Yeah.
Um,
How does that go
yeah,
down with y'all
she's who.
both on the
Oh,
stage?
I would love to see. Obviously, I can't even think of her name right now. You sponsor her.
Ashley. Ashley Jones.
Oh well, yes, Ashley. Duh. How could I forget about her? I am very excited to see her
Yeah.
debut. And Hele. I don't know why I couldn't think of Hele's name right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Hella
like,
Trevino.
I'm
Of
high.
course. Yeah. And
Yes,
she wouldn't have to apply.
yes, and
So,
then yeah, and then Gina. I'm looking forward to Gina's comeback. So I hope she applies for Rising.
yeah, Gina Caballero. I mean,
Yeah,
it's only been, well, today was the second show, obviously. Is the second show. But it's been a great season
yeah,
so far.
yeah. I'm excited.
Another question. How do you recruit women to women's bodybuilding? I asked this of Hella. How do you get women to become women bodybuilder into that category?
Um, I think we need to appeal to them in some way. So it's a question that I literally ask myself all the time because
Hmm.
I want to do my best to try to promote women's bodybuilding more and to get more women interested in it. But all I can think to really do is continue just being who I am, putting myself out there,
Right.
being the athlete that I am and trying my best and hopefully other women find my look appealing enough
Hmm.
to want to jump to women's bodybuilding because I think everybody's just a little scared that they're either too small for women's bodybuilding or they're not conditioned enough for women's bodybuilding or um you know but a lot of women are ready for women's bodybuilding. They're just afraid to go to that next level for whatever reason. But
Right.
yeah, and so I don't know, just continue putting out positive content and appealing to women. And I feel like the problem with women, like just with women in the bodybuilding industry, is our social medias end up getting more attention from the schmoes and not
Mm.
other women.
People don't take y'all
And
seriously.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you look at my like my statistics, it's like 30% women.
Right.
And I want to change that. I would like to put out different types of content that maybe other women would be more interested in, and bring more eyes to what I do and how I go about things in the sport. And I'm back working on my YouTube again, so I am going to be documenting my entire off season this whole year, and I'm really excited about that. And I was just waiting to finish my whole gut protocol to start
Yeah.
doing any type of YouTubing, because that was boring. That was 3 months of boringness, and it was unneeded. Um, so yeah, I guess it's just continue being myself, continue even reaching out actually to other girls who have potential to do
Right.
women's bodybuilding, and kind of recruit them in that way, um, and kind of nudge them. So that's really all that I could do, and
Yeah.
continue going to the shows and supporting other women. And we do have to stick together. We do, if we want to stay in the sport.
Right. Do you really think it would help to have more shows if you don't get more competitors at the shows? So Triple O Dynasty
Honestly,
had 7, and Van Isle, I don't know how many. I
so
think 4 at Van Isle, but yeah, go ahead.
I think if it was more money incentive, more competitors would enter shows, I think.
Okay.
Um, it is very expensive to compete. It is so expensive, and you've heard us all talk about it. So
Right.
I feel like if the prize money was like at least 5,000 for a first place, that would help a little bit and maybe kind of drive more competitors to want to show up looking good, ready to and wanting to win. And
Hmm.
all of our goal is to go to the Olympia, but in reality, not everyone is going to be Miss Olympia.
You're right.
So the all of us can win shows. We can win titles, we can win championships, but like the Olympia, not everybody's going to do that. So if the prize money was increased more, I feel like people would show up, they'd show up looking better, they'd show up a little bit money hungry, because honestly at the end of the day, money is really important.
Right. The flip
Yeah.
side of that is the promoters, because they cannot recoup that sanction fee if women's bodybuilders don't show up at the show. How can you make them go up at the show? I mean, do you fine them? Uh, how do you get people to do the show? I know you mentioned the prize money is expensive to compete, but what kind of assurance can you give the promoter that, hey, if I sign up women's bodybuilding for this show, you guys are going to show up?
I didn't hear that last part. I heard about the what insurance would you give a promoter?
Yeah, that you guys would show up at the show. What assurance does the promoter have that if he has women's bodybuilding on the card, that you guys are going to show up? Because that's been an issue.
Yeah, and it is an issue, and I think it's gonna take a while for the issue to be fixed. I don't think it's gonna be like an instant 1 year, all of a sudden a bunch of girls show up at every
Mm-hmm.
show. I think it's I think it's starting to increase again.
Okay.
So, but what I do think has been a really great thing for the sport is, so one of the companies that I am sponsored with is Mit 45, and it's a kratom company,
Right.
and they just pushed a couple 100,000 into men's open bodybuilding. So they just added a ton of money to each show. And
Right.
then Wolfpack just did the exact same thing with wellness. So
Right.
if we could just find a company that is, a love of women's bodybuilding, or as a company that is a fan of supporting other women, that could dump money into the division. It's a tax write-off,
Yes.
like, and it could really help out a lot of us. And I think Mit 45 and Wolfpack doing that is been a really kind of impactful thing, and I really hope that some other companies start to follow suit in the next few years. Um, so that's kind of like what I feel like could be a really good kind of push and help for, more competitors to want to compete.
You got to find an investor. And I know I'm one of them,
Yeah.
but I'm still a small shark.
Yes.
I'm not a big shark
We
yet.
just need a,
So
a big boy.
there you go. You're exactly right. I'm excited for the season, though. Excited to continue to promote women's bodybuilding and keep building the magazine up as we get ready to start the third year. Amazon's will be 2 years old on the 1st of May, so I'm excited about that. Love the article that you wrote, cannabis and how it helped your bodybuilding take off, take it to another level. So that's good. Now we talked earlier, you were only been messing around with cannabis for 4 years. What made you start using cannabis?
What made me start using it?
Yeah, as an additive to your bodybuilding. Based on what you experienced
Well, I
before,
was
what made you start it? Yeah.
yeah, so once I started training a few times where I had smoked before and noticed how different everything really felt, that's when I was like, okay, this is like awesome. I was just able to push myself for real. I was able to push myself a lot harder, and so that's how I just originally started like actually smoking. I wouldn't smoke any other time. It was just before the gym. It was like my pre-workout weed, and it was great. Um, but then I started learning more about the different types of strands and, the terpenes and all
Hmm.
those different things, and seeing how, okay, this weed makes me feel this way. And, here's the percentage of everything. And this weed makes me feel like this. And I like this one. So and that's when I started using it for, my rest days where I just like veg out and do absolutely nothing. And then it got a little difficult when I started competing because I thought that I was gonna start like cheating really bad or
Hmm.
like, getting the munchies. But when I turned pro, for whatever reason, it like something like a light flip in me switched, and like it made me enjoy my meals so much better, and I wasn't craving really anything. So I would smoke a bowl while I cooked my meal and then sit down and just enjoy this meal, even though I had literally just had it three times the same, in that same day
Right.
already. Um, so yeah.
Well, it's undeniable the qualities that cannabis can help, especially in medical, with cancer, different other things.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. One of the things that happens here is like in the state of North Carolina, if you drive high, you get a DUI. So uh,
Yeah.
maybe one day the state of North Carolina will legalize it, but it is what it is now.
Yeah. That's why you just stay at home and smoke it.
Yeah, well,
And
that's true.
I
Just
do
like drinking, you're right.
I
Drinking and everything else that's going to get you into trouble. You're exactly right.
Yeah. But one thing that I do love to see is when like one of my girlfriends, she's a women's physique pro, and
Uh-huh.
she's one of the most busy body people I know. She's always doing something. She's go, 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 does not know how to relax. And we all went to the Rising Phoenix, and so we got her to smoke a little, and I have never seen her so chill. And I'm like, you're the one who needs weed. Like, you do not know how to relax, and that's exactly what you need to do when you're getting ready for a show. You need to be able to chill and, lay down. And she just does not do that. And so the weed definitely did, and I loved seeing it for her. I was like, so glad
So
I could help you.
she became a totally different person, huh? That's great.
Yes, yes. She was like, "Oh my God, I was sleeping on the couch." And we were like, "Yeah."
Well, let me get your last thoughts. Any predictions on the Vancouver show?
I definitely think Julia is gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
just
the,
because I think
mhm.
she's gonna come in better than she did. I really hope her presentation's a little bit better and she's a little more confident because she has. I really do love her. Her legs are crazy. She's got crazy glutes. It's just a matter of like fine tuning some things. I think that at Rising or at Triple O, the plan was to come in fuller. And so it kind of affected her look. So I think they're going more for condition for this show. And I think that is what will help her win. Absolutely.
And she's still young. I mean, she's one-time Olympian, but she's really just getting started. So she's got so much growing to do and so much maturity to do as a pro. And so she'll be a force. Now, the New York Pro.
I didn't hear that.
The New York Pro. Can you hear me now? Chelsea. Okay. All right, we lost audio again. Back and forth. But last thought, the New York Pro. Can you hear me now, Chelsea?
Yeah, I can kind of hear you.
Okay. This will be the last question. The New York Pro is stacked.
Okay.
Give me your thoughts on that. Ashley Jones is doing it. A number of people are doing it. Lavinia Barros.
Yes, it's going to be the show of the season, I think.
Yeah, the third show of the year. Everybody's
going to be a
stride.
great show.
Any predictions there?
Didn't hear that part.
I say any predictions for the New York Pro? Any predictions for the New York Pro? You got me? Okay, she's froze. That's a nice looking face. We're gonna close it out, ladies and gentlemen. We're still having connectivity problems. We want to wish everybody a happy 420th. Celebrate the female physique. Make sure that you subscribe to Amazon's fitmag.com. And of course, you can pick up the March issue that is out now. You can order it at Amazon's fitmag.com. Go to the website, click on issues, and you can order it, as well as I think I got 5 left in stock, so you can contact me as well. That being said, wish everybody happy 420. Celebrate responsibly, obviously, whether you're doing alcohol, weed, or whatever you're indulging in. And as I said, the podcast is brought to you by Maximus Posing Suits. Want to wish Michelle Bogdan all the best today as she competes in the Vancouver show. And, of course, GPS photography and video, wild photography and video, because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, then video is worth 1,000,000. We will see you next time. Coming up next week, the Masters, Miss Masters Olympia, Rashana Boswell will join the podcast. And then on Thursday, Jess Falborn will join me. And she's doing the New York Pro as well. So that's Wednesday at 7 p.m., Miss Masters Olympia, Rashana Boswell. And then on Thursday, IFBB Pro Women or Pro Women's Physique, Jess Falborn. So you don't want to miss it. And that'll be at 7:30 on Thursday. Until then, we'll see you next time. I'm Glenn Young, GPS Photography and Video. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe, like, and share. And subscribe to the website as well, Amazon's FitMag.com. We'll see you next time.
Life's best moments are best captured by photography and video. You may ask, why photography and video? Because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. And GPS photography and video will leave you speechless. GPS specializes in weddings, swords, fitness, and so much more. Book your next shoot today at 910-257-0526 or gpsphotoandvideo.com.